up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Diana and I am the creator of Money Boss Mama. I am finally back with a semi sit down video. I asked you guys which video you wanted. Did you want to finally see me put together my 2022 vision board, or just do a simple budget check-in, as well as how I make my budgets behavior based? Because some of y'all know by now I am a foodie and I don't eat from home all the time. And you chose the good old budget. So that's what we are going to talk about today. Today is, what is today? Today is Friday. It is the 21st of January, and that means that I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I have about 4 days until my payday, and we have not really been going out much at all because we are still in quarantine. Luckily, come Monday, my daughter can go back to school and we can just kind of go back to semi-normal. But I don't really anticipate purchasing anything by that time. If you hear my kids singing in the background, I just ignore them. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I have left in my wallet. So first up is home, and I budget $40 per paycheck for home, and I take it out in cash and put it in this clip here. And this is just for like laundry detergent, soap, razors, things that you need around the house, like lotion that you don't really think about. So like toiletries, I budget $40 for that, so $80 a month, because I am paid bi-weekly and I don't really need anything else for home. So oftentimes I do come under budget for home, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I often add it to my personal funds so that I can get a combo meal. And we will talk about obviously why that is and how I make it work with my budget later. Now for personal. So I recently increased my personal funds. It was $120 every paycheck, and then I started to budget $160 per paycheck, so $320 a month, because I just find that my energy is very low during the winter or the cold months, and it kind of depresses me. I will say that this year is the first year I have not really suffered from seasonal depression, and that's because I have, you know, a major project I'm working on. I have all of you guys who are very supportive, and there's something about me that you like, so you keep coming back. So I have people that I can talk to even if it's online, and I'm not in an unhealthy relationship. It's just me, so that helped tremendously. And I'm in my word more. I'm in my word more. I'm in my Bible more. I know my worth now. And also, I think what has really helped me keep seasonal depression at bay is working out. Now I work out with a trainer now, and that just helps my mind. Like anything that helps to strengthen my mind, I am all for it, because I'm obsessed with mindset. But still, I know myself, and because I know that I can slip into kind of like a depressive state, I need to increase my funds, because I am an emotional eater. Whether I'm happy, whether I am sad, even if I'm having a good old funky day, I want to eat. No matter what it is, I want to eat. So this $50 is what I came under last pay period that I just slapped in with the rest of my funds. I basically have $50 in these ones left. So I have 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, oh, I got 2 5s in here. 62, 63, 64, $74. Okay, so I'm close to like $100. I'm doing a lot better than I thought that I was. Now, even though I started quarantining myself, if you watch my last weekly vlog, last Saturday, so it's almost been a week. Tomorrow would mark day 7. And even though I was quarantining myself, I was still ordering food. I was still ordering food, and then when my kids came back, you know, we got to pay for the kids, so that really goes up depending on their age and how much they eat. But to have this amount of money, I will probably use about 30 to 40 more, but I still am on track to come under budget. And now that leads me to kind of how you can make your budget behavior based, and how, even though I'm a foodie, even though, you know, I have unexpected drive-through run-ins or unexpected things that I pick up at the store, I'm still able to come under budget. I'm still able to put a percentage of my income to my investments. I'm still able to pay for both of my kids. I'm still able to do a lot with not a high income, and that is because I've learned that it is absolutely critical to create a budget around how you naturally behave. You want a behavior-based budget, a goal-based budget too, but also a behavior-based budget, and I use a combination of both. So a goal-based budget is a budget that is, you know, you have your main goal and you create your budget around that goal, just depending on when you want to hit the goal by and how much you need every so often, every 2 weeks or every month, to actually hit the goal on time. And a behavior-based budget is a budget that is created with your behavior in mind. Obviously, the way that we manage our money, it's to me, I don't even think that it is the typical, what is that, 70% behavior, 80% behavior, and 20% knowledge. I'm honestly thinking now, after working with people and being on a budgeting journey for so long, that it is like 90% behavior and 10% knowledge. If you know yourself and you know how you behave and you know your triggers, your weaknesses, and your strengths, and you incorporate that into your spending plan, you can manage your money. And so first thing that you want to do is identify your strengths and your weaknesses, because these are the things you are going to have to use to create your plan of action as to how you're actually going to stick to your budgeted amounts. So what is it that you're really good at? Are you good with cash? You know, if you have cash, do you tend to slow down on your spending because the cash gives you a visual reminder of your balance? Or, you know, do you struggle with fast food? Are you a Starbucks junkie like me? And are those things of value to you? So when it comes to your weak areas, you want to go through each weakness and determine, like, which is a value. Is this a value or is this not a value? And if it is a value to you, you want to find a way to include that in your budget. So for me, Starbucks is something that I love, and I hate cooking, so I love the experience of going out to eat. I have tried to shame myself out of it. I have allowed other people to try to shame me out of it. But at the end of the day, my lips have been the driest they've ever been, and here comes a kid. But like I said, I think that it's time that we stop vilifying eating out in restaurants. I find that we kind of, in a joking manner, always say, you know, I spend all of my money on food, or I can't stop eating out. Why don't I just eat at home? But you really have to take, once again, your interest into consideration and what things that naturally light you up. And I think that for a lot of us, we enjoy eating out, and we try to create a budget that leaves that part of us out. And so when we try to follow a spending plan that does not have maybe restaurants or eating out included, we don't stick to it. And that's because we're not being true to who we are. And that was me for a lot of years. I thought that I could not eat out. I was in debt. I did not have a high income. I was actually low income for the first 2.5 years of my debt-free journey. And a lot of other people's tips and advice was, stop eating out. You know, this is a huge waste of money. You're supposed to be eating at home, and this is going to save money, and da 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 da. And so I'm like, okay, well, I gotta stop eating out and I gotta eat at home, knowing good and damn well I am miserable in the kitchen. I don't like it. I hate it. I love the experience of eating out and going to new places and eating new food. I love the atmosphere, being around other people. And damn it, why do I have to get rid of that? And so when I learned about behavior-based budgeting by just really understanding who I am and what lights me up and what are my weak spots and what are my strengths, I determined that it was just best for me to incorporate eating out into my budget and other things into my budget, because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop eating out. And so why not properly prepare for it and be proactive by putting it in my budget? And I found that doing this helped to actually make budgeting a lot more enjoyable, because I was coming within budget. I was meeting myself halfway, because yeah, you're still gonna have to exercise discipline, sis. Like, you can't spend all of your money on fast food, especially if your spendable income is really, really tight. You're going to have to meet yourself halfway by reducing the amount of whatever you enjoy spending money on to an amount that allows you to still hit your financial goals, and it makes you uncomfortable enough to where you're actually learning to exercise discipline, but still like not so low to where you feel so restricted, because that's going to make you want to spend more. You're kind of going to want to rebel. And so you have to find this really delicate, happy medium in your budget. But when you do, it's going to make budgeting just feel a lot better. And I know that for a lot of people, budgeting is like, it makes you cringe. Your hair stick up on the back of your neck. And that's because you're not being true to who you are. Your spending plan needs to reflect who you are naturally. If you like shopping, girl, stand up and say, I like shopping, and figure out a way to make it work with your budget. And going back to your values, it's important to know your values, because whatever you find that you're spending money on regularly and you don't even truly care for it, like, I know a lot of people just get the high of making a transaction, but they actually don't even want the item. They just like going through the process of buying something online or in person. If you find that whatever you're buying does not light you up, a good trick is to actually pull from those things. So it's kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're taking from what doesn't light you up so that you can add to what does light you up. So going back to my budget, I tend to overshoot when it comes to personal funds, because I find that if I feel really tight, it makes me want to go out and spend more money. But if I give myself more than I need, whether it's by $20, $50, however much you can afford, when you feel like you have space, when you feel like you have breathing room, then you're more likely to stay within your amounts. And so when you see that you came under budget, it's going to encourage you to keep going, to keep doing what you're doing, because it lights you up and it lets you know, like, you know, hey, I was able to do XYZ. I still came under budget and I didn't feel so super restricted. So I can really stick to this budget. I can continue going on. And when you come under budget, you can apply it to your goal or your savings account. And in a way, you're kind of tricking yourself, because like with your brain, it knows that it has more money to use when it comes to like your weak area or something that's really of value to you and you like spending money on it. Like with me, food, I know that I have more money to use on food. So if I was down to just about a couple of dollars, I would probably want to rebel and go out and spend money on fast food, telling myself that I deserve it and I work hard and F it, this budget is not working. But seeing this money, it makes me be like, you know, I got time, I got money. Why rush? Why go out and spend it all at once? Because I have more than enough. And so even though you're probably going to come under budget once you get into the habit, of course, and send it to somewhere you need it to go, but you don't necessarily want it to go to that place, it's still there to use for the other expense, even though you probably won't feel the need to really touch it. And that has helped me. But I hope that this video was super helpful to you all. I do break down these steps in my new course called the Money Boss Academy, and I will leave the details down below in the description box so you can first be notified whenever it does launch. And I will catch you guys in the next video.